Welcome to my channel Old Valuable Coins. If you love American coins, listen closely because these are the most valuable and famous USA coins collectors dream of finding. Imagine holding a 1913 Liberty Head nickel worth millions, or the legendary 1804 draped bust silver dollar, called the king of American coins. Think about pocket change revealing a 1943 copper penny, a rarity that can sell for huge money. Even modern treasures exist, like the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf or the 1999 wide AM penny hiding in everyday circulation. These rare coins prove that any coin in your hand could be a life-changing discovery. Keep checking your change. You never know what treasure is waiting for you. Coin number 1, the 1938 Jefferson nickel, is one of the most fascinating early American 5-cent coins. And in this video we are diving deep into everything collectors, new hobbyists, and coin hunters need to know. The 1938 5-cent coin marks the very first year of the Jefferson nickel series, making it an important piece of U.S. coin history. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin replaced the long-running Buffalo nickel and introduced a brand-new modern design to American pocket change. Because it is the first year of issue, collectors pay special attention to the details, the minting quality, the strike, the luster, and the rare varieties that can increase the coin's value dramatically. Whether you are trying to identify a valuable 1938 nickel or simply want to learn more about early Jefferson nickels, stay tuned as we explore every detail that matters. The obverse shows Thomas Jefferson with clean, sharp features, and on many early strikes the portrait has excellent detail in the hair and cheekbone area. On the reverse, Monticello can show strong steps, which is one of the key factors collectors examine closely. A well-struck 1938 nickel will show crisp, sharp steps on the building, especially when the coin was struck with fresh dies. Because it was the first year of the design, many 1938 nickels were produced with unusually high-quality strikes compared to later years, which is why collectors still love this date today. Mint marks also matter. The 1938 nickel was struck at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coin has no mint mark, while the Denver mint carries a small d and the San Francisco mint carries an S. The Philadelphia coin is the most common, but the 1938D and especially the 1938S can bring much stronger premiums when they are in beautiful condition with excellent surfaces. Even though mintages of these early coins were higher than some might expect, their survival in high-quality condition is much lower because many were immediately used in circulation. That means any example with sharp detail, clean fields, and strong steps is considered desirable. Collectors often look for early die states where the strike is particularly strong. These coins show crisp rims, clean devices, and strong details on Jefferson's hair and the steps of Monticello. If your coin has a clear, uninterrupted step pattern, that can make it significantly more valuable among collectors. Even lightly circulated examples with partial steps can still be collectible, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints. Many coins from 1938 have slightly softer strikes around the Monticello dome, so finding a coin with strong central detail can be a sign of an early die strike or a well-preserved example. Let's talk about luster, because many 1938 nickels left the mint with beautiful cartwheel shine. A coin with original mint luster that has never been cleaned or altered will always be more desirable. Natural toning can also appear on older Jefferson nickels, including golden, blue, or violet hues. Attractive toning can increase collector interest because it shows the coin's originality. If your coin has even, smooth surfaces without scratches or discoloration, that is always a positive sign. Many 1938 nickels also come with vibrant satin-like luster that can make them stand out compared to later years. The next important factor is die varieties and minor errors. While the 1938 nickel is not famous for major dramatic errors, there are still small die cracks, die chips, and repunched mint marks that collectors find interesting. The 1938D can occasionally show a repunched mint mark where the D was punched more than once, creating a slight doubling effect. This type of small variety is always worth inspecting under magnification because it can make the coin more special to collectors. Other small details like metal flow lines, clash marks, or minor misalignments can also add character. Many collectors build Jefferson nickel sets starting from 1938, which means this first-year coin is always in demand. Because it begins the series, people often want a well-struck example to represent the first year in their collections. Even circulated coins are popular, but the real value comes from strong detail, originality, and eye appeal. This combination of historical significance, affordability, and collectible interest makes the 1938 nickel one of the best coins to study and collect. If you're evaluating a 1938 nickel from pocket change, a collection, or a coin roll hunt, Look first for the mint mark. A Denver or San Francisco coin automatically has more collector interest, especially if it has sharp steps on Monticello. Then examine the overall detail on Jefferson's hair and the reverse. Strong lines, clean surfaces, and original luster are signs of a more desirable specimen. Check for natural toning, sharp lettering, and clear rims. All of these features help determine whether a coin stands out. Because of its status as a first-year Jefferson nickel, the 1938 coin is also popular in the numismatic community for educational purposes. It marks the transition between the Buffalo nickel era and the modern Jefferson series. People enjoy comparing the artistic differences, the minting quality, and the design changes. Many collectors consider the 1938 one of the most attractive in the entire series, especially in higher quality examples with smooth, original surfaces. Another interesting point is that early Jefferson nickels were produced with high-quality metal planchets, resulting in smoother surfaces and stronger luster than many later years. This means that even circulated 1938 nickels can retain pleasing detail, especially around the lettering and portrait. When you handle one of these coins, you're holding a piece of the moment when American coinage shifted into a new era of design. As we continue exploring the 1938 nickel, think about how many hands it may have passed through over the decades. Some coins may have traveled across the country during wartime, economic changes, and generations of commerce. Others sat untouched in drawers or rolls for decades, preserving their condition. Each coin has its own story, and the 1938 nickel combines rarity, beauty, and history in a way that continues to attract new collectors year after year. If you enjoy studying US coins, the 1938 nickel is an excellent starting point. It teaches you how to evaluate strike, luster, surfaces, and mint marks, all of which are important skills for every collector. It also gives you insight into how early Jefferson nickels were made and why some examples remain special after so many years. The more you learn about this coin, the more you appreciate its place in US numismatic history. Coin number 2, the 1940 Jefferson nickel, belongs to the second full year of the Jefferson design, which first appeared in 1938. Sculptor Felix Schlag created the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the Monticello building on the reverse. Even though the design appears simple, slight differences, wear points, and strike weaknesses from this era make early Jefferson nickels especially interesting. The 1940 issue represents a time when the United States Mint was producing coins in large numbers, but coin collecting was still in its early modern form. Many people didn't focus on keeping coins in perfect condition, which makes high-grade examples from this year more desirable today. The 1940 nickel was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint struck the majority of these coins and did so without a mint mark. Denver examples carry the letter D, and San Francisco coins carry the letter S. Even though millions were produced, the condition in which they survived is what determines their value today. Most circulated 1940 nickels are worth a small premium above face value, but uncirculated examples with strong strikes, full steps on Monticello, or sharp details can bring significantly higher prices. These full-step nickels are especially desirable, as they showcase exceptional craftsmanship from the mint. The composition of the 1940 nickel is the classic alloy used before the wartime silver nickels, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This is important because collectors often confuse regular Jefferson nickels with the silver wartime nickels dated 1942 to 1945. The 1940 nickel contains no silver. Instead, it is part of the pre-war era, when the United States Mint continued producing standard alloy coins despite global tensions rising. This alone makes the 1940 nickel an interesting collectible because it directly precedes the coinage adjustments the United States made as World War II escalated. Collectors often focus on the strike quality of early Jefferson nickels, and the 1940 issue is notorious for having weakly struck details on Monticello. Many nickels from this year lack clearly defined steps or sharp ridge edges. Finding one with strong details, especially a full-step example, is rare and valuable. This is why grading plays such an important role. Coins with brilliant luster, clean surfaces, and crisp details can jump dramatically in value when compared to circulated examples. Even small differences in condition, such as minor marks or the clarity of Jefferson's hair and cheek area, can determine a significant value difference. Another reason the 1940 nickel continues to interest collectors is the number of known varieties and minting anomalies. While most 1940 nickels are standard strikes, certain examples show doubling, repunched mint marks, and die cracks. These small errors can increase the value dramatically. A double die obverse or double die reverse from 1940 can attract strong collector interest when the doubling is bold. Re-punched mint marks, especially from Denver or San Francisco, are also appealing, as mint mark punching at the time was done manually and allowed for misalignment. Even small die breaks, die chips, and other anomalies give each individual coin character and can enhance desirability among specialized collectors. The typical 1940 nickel found in circulation today may show wear on Jefferson's cheek, jawline, and hair, along with soft details on Monticello's steps. These are common signs of use. But uncirculated examples that were preserved in rolls or passed through minimal circulation are the ones collectors seek most. These higher-grade coins can command strong prices, particularly in the MS65 to MS67 range. The rare full step designation is the peak for Jefferson nickel specialists because it reflects not just preservation but the quality of the original mint strike. Understanding the market for the 1940 Jefferson nickel also involves looking at trends in early Jefferson nickel collecting. More collectors today are paying attention to early dates from the late 1930s and early 1940s, searching for standout examples. As interest grows, the value of premium specimens follows. Even though common circulated pieces don't sell for large amounts, strong examples are always in demand. This makes the 1940 nickel a great coin for both beginners and advanced collectors. Beginners can easily find affordable examples to start learning about grading, while advanced collectors focus on the challenge of finding full-step versions or rare error coins. When discussing the value of 1940 Jefferson nickels, it's important to remember that the highest prices go to coins with exceptional eye appeal. Clean surfaces, subtle toning, bright luster, and sharp detail all play a role in determining the final value. Some of the top-graded 1940 nickels have reached impressive auction prices, showing how much demand exists for these early pre-war examples. While not every coin reaches high values, the possibility of finding a rare variety or high-grade example adds excitement for collectors searching through rolls, inherited coins, or random finds. For anyone who enjoys numismatics, the 1940 Jefferson nickel offers a rich combination of history, design, collectible potential, and affordability. It stands out as a piece of American coinage that reflects a unique moment in history. The early Jefferson nickel design still used the original Schlag portrait and original Monticello reverse before later modifications. Coins from this period have charm because they represent America just before entering a major global conflict. This era of coinage is increasingly appreciated, and the 1940 nickel sits right at the center of it. As we explore the significance of the 1940 nickel, it's also helpful to understand how condition tells a story. A circulated 1940 nickel may have traveled across decades, passing through countless hands, stores, pockets, and cash registers. It carries the marks of a long life. Meanwhile, a pristine, uncirculated example may have been tucked away since the day it left the mint, hidden in a roll or collection until discovered generations later. Each coin has its own journey, and collectors appreciate the fact that both circulated and uncirculated pieces contribute to the full history of this issue. This coin continues to gain attention because it offers collectors the chance to hunt for high-value errors, rare fully struck examples, and beautiful original pieces that stand out from the millions produced. Whether you found one in a family collection, picked one up in change, or specifically searched for early Jefferson nickels, the 1945-cent coin remains a rewarding piece to study. Every detail, from the mint mark to the clarity of the steps on Monticello, can tell you something important about its value and rarity. Coin number 3, the 1945 penny, was struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint made the most coins and carries no mint mark under the date. The Denver mint used a small d mint mark, and the San Francisco mint used an S mint mark. Even though billions were made, not all 1945 pennies are the same. Condition, strike quality, luster, color, and mint errors all play a huge role in value. Most circulated 1945 pennies are common, but uncirculated examples with strong luster, clean surfaces, and original red color can be worth far more. Collectors always focus on ROD for red, RB for red-brown, and BN for brown color designations, and in high-grade red condition, the 1945 penny becomes surprisingly valuable. The history behind this coin adds an extra layer of importance. During the war, the US Mint had experimented with steel cents in 1943 to save copper, and by 1945 copper was still a precious material. The wheat penny continued with its classic design created by Victor David Brenner, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. The simplicity and beauty of the wheat ears remain a favorite design among collectors, and the 1945 edition marks one of the last wartime-era copper issues before the design eventually changed in 1959. Values for the 1945 penny vary widely, and collectors often want to know what makes one coin sell for only a few cents while another sells for hundreds. The truth is, condition is king. A worn 1945 penny is usually worth a small premium above face value, but uncirculated examples can be worth much more. A bright red 1945 penny with no wear and minimal contact marks can sell for significantly higher prices, especially if graded MS65, MS66, or MS67. These grades indicate exceptional quality, and the difference between MS64 and MS67 can be dramatic. Some 1945 cents have sold for surprisingly high amounts in auctions due to their original red color, sharp strike, and clean surfaces. Rare errors are another major reason people search for the 1945 wheat penny. Error collectors look for doubled dies, repunched mint marks, die cracks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual minting mistakes. A strong doubled die on either the obverse or reverse can add significant value. Repunched mint marks, known as RPMs, are especially popular for the 1945D and 1945S cents. These errors occur when the mint mark was punched into the die more than once, leaving overlapping impressions that collectors love. Off-center errors where part of the coin is missing can also bring strong prices depending on how much detail is visible. Even small errors can increase value when the coin is in uncirculated condition. Collectors also pay attention to die wear, die polishing, and variations in strike strength. Some 1945 pennies show weak letters or soft details due to worn dies, which does not make them rare but does make high-quality strikes more desirable. A sharply struck 1945 penny with full wheat lines, clear lettering, and bold details is always more attractive to collectors and earns higher value. Luster also matters. Original mint luster creates a cartwheel effect under light, and collectors prize this in wheat pennies because it shows the coin has not been cleaned or damaged. The 1945 Lincoln cent is also popular with beginners because it is affordable and easy to find, making it a great entry point into wheat penny collecting. Many collectors start by filling a penny album and are excited to add a shiny 1945D or 1945S to their collection. Even though the coin is common, finding a high-grade example in a roll of circulated pennies is rare and rewarding. The difficulty of finding well-preserved coins in the wild adds excitement for treasure hunters who enjoy coin roll hunting, metal detecting, and searching old jars and boxes for hidden gems. Another reason the 1945 penny attracts attention is its place in historical collections. Coins minted during the World War II era carry sentimental value for many families, as grandparents and great-grandparents often saved wheat pennies as keepsakes. For many collectors, owning a 1945 penny feels like holding a small piece of American history from a time of sacrifice, unity, and resilience. When it comes to building a full collection of 1945 pennies, collectors often look for all three mint marks and aim for the highest condition they can find. A complete trio of 1945, 1945D, and 1945S pennies in red uncirculated condition is a beautiful set that looks impressive and holds strong collector demand. Red coins especially shine with their copper brilliance, and even slightly circulated examples with red-brown color can be attractive and desirable. Another factor boosting interest in the 1945 penny is the ongoing popularity of wheat cents in general. Wheat pennies remain one of the most active areas in US coin collecting, and many new collectors begin their journey with these coins. The 1945 penny, being a wartime-era issue with high mintage but exciting error potential, is always in demand. It is also a coin that has shown consistent value growth over time, especially in high grades. Many viewers also ask which specific errors or varieties to look for in a 1945 penny. Strong doubled dies on the date, Liberty, or the motto are worth checking. Repunched mint marks on the Denver and San Francisco coins can be small or dramatic, and collectors love finding them. Off-center strikes that show both date and partial design are highly prized. Die cracks that create raised lines across the coin can add collector interest, especially if they form patterns or connect major design elements. Handling and storage matter if you want to preserve the value of a 1945 penny. Copper is sensitive to humidity, oils, and improper cleaning. The best way to store a 1945 wheat penny is in a protective holder, away from moisture and excessive heat. Cleaning a coin can remove its original surface and drastically reduce its value, so collectors avoid cleaning and prefer coins with natural toning and unaltered luster. The 1945 Lincoln cent remains a favorite because it is affordable, historical, collectible, and full of potential treasures hidden among common examples. Whether you are a beginner or an advanced collector, the 1945 penny offers something exciting: the possibility of finding a rare error, a high-grade gem, or beautifully preserved wartime coin that has survived nearly 8 decades. People continue to search for these coins because they are timeless reminders of American history and fascinating artifacts of the wartime minting era. Coin number 4, and we will explore the 1991 D penny. Was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States, and the D mint mark on the front of the coin tells you exactly where it came from. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side is the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 and used until 2008. Even though the 1991 D penny may seem common, its huge production numbers tell only part of the story. Yes, hundreds of millions were struck, but finding a coin that stands out for its sharp strike, bright original luster, or error-related features is what makes certain pieces desirable among collectors and coin enthusiasts. When you hold a 1991 D penny, you're holding a copper-plated zinc coin. Since 1982, the United States Mint shifted from solid bronze to zinc with a thin copper coating. This composition change came with its own issues. Zinc cents are notorious for problems like corrosion, plating bubbles, and weak strikes. That means coins that survive with clean surfaces, no bubbling, and no dark spots are harder to find than people think. And that difficulty creates collector interest, especially for those searching coin rolls or collecting year-by-year sets. Now let's talk about the important details that make the 1991 D penny stand out to collectors. Sharp details in Lincoln's hair, crisp lettering, clean steps on the Lincoln Memorial, and a bright, original red appearance are all signs that a coin was well preserved since the day it left the mint. These coins may look ordinary, but the small percentage that survive in outstanding condition can carry impressive premiums. So if you find a brilliant, shiny, untouched 1991 D, it's worth setting aside. One of the most exciting parts about the 1991 D penny is the potential for rare minting errors and varieties. Error coins are always exciting because they can turn an ordinary cent into a collectible worth far more. Some of the most notable errors for the 1991 D include off-center strikes where part of the design is missing because the planchet wasn't seated correctly during minting. Another sought-after error is the broad strike, where the coin spreads out wider than normal due to missing the retaining collar. You may also find double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to slight shifts during the die creation process. These doubling effects can sometimes be seen on the date, the mint mark, or the lettering in Liberty or In God We Trust. Even minor doubling can attract collector interest. There are also coins with die cracks, which are raised lines on the coin where the minting die began to break down. These cracks can appear on Lincoln's portrait, across the memorial, or around the rim. Some collectors enjoy finding dramatic die cracks and categorize them as unique varieties. A coin with a large, bold die crack may bring a premium simply because it stands out. Another type of variety involves plating bubbles, which are tiny bumps caused by incorrect bonding between the zinc core and copper plating. While not all collectors value these, larger or unusual bubbles can generate attention from error collectors. Now let's dive deeper into the overall value range for the 1991 D penny. Most circulated coins are worth only their face value, but the real value comes from coins with exceptional appearance or rare errors. Beautiful, bright, uncirculated examples are the ones collectors want. Because zinc cents age poorly, original luster is harder to find the farther we get from the 1990s. Coins that look fresh, shiny, and undamaged can stand out and attract collector demand. Error coins, depending on how dramatic they are, can sell for significantly more. Even an off-center strike of 10 to 30% can attract attention, while extreme errors like missing copper plating or double-struck coins can be worth multiple times their face value. Another important factor is eye appeal. Collectors love coins with the original red color that they had when they were newly minted. A 1991 D penny that kept its red color is scarcer than it sounds because zinc coins darken, spot, or fade over time. If you're searching through rolls or old collections, be on the lookout for coins that still have that glowing red surface. Those can be the ones worth setting aside for your collection or even for resale. Demand for the 1991 D penny is also driven by collectors who build complete date and mint sets. Many collectors want one example from every year and mint mark, so coins in outstanding condition get extra attention. While the coin is modern, the challenge of finding a flawless example makes it more desirable. People underestimate how quickly modern coins can become damaged or scratched in circulation, which is why shining examples from the early 90s are worth hunting for. Another thing that adds interest to the 1991 D penny is its place in the timeline of American cents. By 1991, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use for over 30 years. The minting technology was evolving, zinc chemistry was still being perfected, and die-wear problems were common. That combination created many small but collectible varieties. Coins from this period often show weak strikes due to aging dies, which means sharp, bold examples stand out even more. If your coin has clear details in Lincoln's beard, sharp lettering, and crisp lines on the memorial, you have a better-than-average piece. Let's explore what coin roll hunters should pay attention to when searching for valuable 1991 D pennies. Start by looking for shine, bright, clean surfaces with no dark spots. Then check the edges for die breaks, rim errors, or misalignment. Examine the lettering closely for doubling. Look at the date and mint mark under good lighting. Rotate the coin slowly and watch how the luster moves. Continuous, smooth luster is a sign of a well-preserved piece. Also check the reverse for clear columns on the memorial and defined steps at the base. Coins with very bold steps or crisp memorial details can attract premium interest from collectors who value strong strikes. You should also keep an eye out for missing plating errors, where part of the zinc core is visible due to missing copper coating. These can look like gray or dark patches on the surface. Sometimes entire sections of the coin may appear unplated, and those coins can be worth more because they are unusual and visually striking. Another rare error is the bonded coin, where two planchets stick together during minting. Although extremely rare, they do exist and are highly collectible. And now let's look at the market appeal of the 1991 D penny. While it may not be as famous as older pennies from the early 1900s, this coin has a dedicated following among collectors of modern Lincoln cents. As time passes, the best surviving examples become more desirable. Many modern collectors enjoy searching through rolls to find superior examples, especially those with full red color and no surface issues. The rise of online selling platforms has also increased interest in coins from the 1980s and 1990s because collectors appreciate affordable but high-quality modern coins that fill gaps in their sets.